All right. Well, hello, guys. This is me, Marcus Hall, again with another Men's Society style session. And today I have the fortunate opportunity to have my good friend Mike, who's in town, and he is a lot of things. But first and foremost, he's a Scabal representative, which is what we use for our high-end clients. And I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about that. But secondly, out of all the people I know, from measuring and actually style, I would actually say that I look up to this guy. So, Mike, welcome, man, and thank you for being here with me today, brother.
Man, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you being here and the kind words.
Okay, right on.
Thank you.
Oh, he's generally not this cool, y'all. It's like, thank you very much for having me here today. You're really cool today. Thank you. So, man, please tell us a little bit about Scabal and what you do in your history and why I respect you so much. Please give us a little information.
Well, Scabal is a European brand. Started about 80 years ago.
Okay.
Still owned by the grandson of the founder. We own the manufacturing from the sheep to the finished product. We make some of the most luxurious and interesting fabrics that are out on the marketplace.
Right on.
Putting diamond chips in fabrics and putting gold thread in fabrics.
Diamond chips, gold thread. You heard that, right?
So
we've actually made some of those.
You have?
Yeah, we have.
And so we try to do things that are special, that are fun, that are different, that really help people stand out, whether they want to be low key or whether they want to be shining. We got something for everybody.
Right on. I noticed you left out one of the huge fabrics that you guys do. The Big Daddy.
Oh, the Big Daddy, the Vicuna.
What you said. All right, come on.
Yeah, so Vicuna is a small animal out of Chile, and they're extremely regulated because they used to be poached and they were almost endangered. So you have to get a lot of paperwork. You have to have all the proper chains and cituses and everything just to get it. And then you have to weave it, and then you have to make something beautiful out of it.
I know.
But it is gorgeous, luxuriously soft, beautiful fabric.
And I will, for some of you, my Big Daddy clients, John Murphy, Wesley Barnett, I'm going to show you guys the Vicuna fabric. What's the price point on a jacket on a Vicuna retail?
A jacket could be anywhere between $60,000 and $85,000.
60 and 85 grand for a Vicuna jacket. So we'll touch more on that. But man, thank you for telling us about Scabal. And again, love Scabal. Big shout out to Paulo because he's not here. I wish he could be here. He is actually
he's enjoying Florida.
There you go.
Tampa.
Right on. Is that where he is?
Yeah, don't be sad. Don't be sad for him.
Oh God, I'm not sad for him.
It's cold and rainy outside.
There you
he's
go.
In Tampa.
So maybe I'll catch up with him this weekend at my Florida store. But
yeah, right on.
So man, let's talk about a little bit about our friendship and how we started. Man, we met. You were working at.
I was working at Dan Ryan's.
Dan Ryan's out of
that's
Virginia
a store
Beach.
in Virginia Beach.
Got it.
And I was a buyer there. And I think I met you at the Charlotte show.
That is exactly right. The Charlotte Men's show.
And you were selling Mark Nelson denim.
There you go.
And I saw the product.
Right.
I think I just walked in.
Yep.
Saw the product. Really liked it.
I know.
I remember I thought it was a way to get to a younger demographic in my store.
There you go. Yeah.
Having a little slimmer fit, because I bought all the raw denim.
You got it. That was back in the raw denim, the beginning of the raw denim days,
right? 2012, 13-ish.
Yes, there you got it. That's it.
Put it in my store, sold it, but I didn't sell it to any young people. All the older people bought it.
There you go.
Which was cool.
Yeah, because
I was
guys
just surprised.
remember the original
old school
jeans.
Guys
Yeah,
wanted the original jeans. They wanted a slimmer fit. It looked good on them. And I remember after I sold it to a guy, pulls up wearing the jeans, and he had just bought a brand new Panamera with the this was back, they just came out in 2012 or whenever.
Yep.
And he had the cognac light tan interior.
Yes.
And he comes in, and I said, "Man, jeans look great on you, man." I said, "Oh, and you got a sweet car and everything."
And it's like
that.
the jeans are bleeding.
And he's like,
"Oh
man,
God."
He said, "Let me show you something." And he had a big smile on his face. I was like, "Oh, I thought he was going to show me his new ride." and I look in and it's all
Oh,
blue.
oh God.
And and he goes, guess where this came from? And I said, it definitely came from your denim. I
Oh,
said, you're not supposed to get them wet
oh
and
God.
then sit in your car. And I said, but I guess I'll buy you some leather cleaner
Oh.
because I can't replace your seat.
That's real, right? That's it. Oh God, that is too funny, man. Right on, man. And so you've been in the business for how long?
Oh man, I'm almost at 25 years now.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. And so what made you want to start retail and or men's clothing in general? Have you always been a clothes hound or a style guy?
Yeah, kind of. I've always
Okay,
liked fashion.
right on.
Um, always liked to look what I thought was nice. And just kind of over time, you kind of develop your own style and you develop your own look um, that you feel comfortable with. And that's what I love about fashion is to be fashionable, you don't necessarily have to be trendy.
Amen.
You can
I'm with
you
you
can
on that.
express yourself
Yes.
through your clothing. It's kind of like your personal art that you're able to show other people or live through.
So with your years of experience, you've been in business 25 years. So tell me, who do you feel like, or where do you feel like you've learned the most? And I'm asking you these questions because one of the reasons of potential, or what I wanted this podcast to be about would be your own style. B, wanted to teach guys about fabrics and the importance of like the fit,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, and what the importance of a great fabric, you know what I mean, because
Yeah.
obviously Scabal is one of the leaders in the fabric industry. So I wanted to touch on like do you feel like, and what lesson have you learned? That's a two-part question.
Yeah.
Who has made the most influence on your career or your life in the fashion industry? And then two, the most important lesson you feel like you've learned that you can apply or teach guys?
Okay, so that's kind of multi.
Yep, it
That's a
is.
it's a lot of different, especially with what I do, because not only do I have to try to direct people whether they want to be trendy, whether they want to be kind of in style, whether they just want to be classic.
Mhm.
And then my other half is how do I create that? How do I fit people?
Okay.
So from the fitting side, we had a tailor at Dan's. Her name was Rosario, and I would just sit in the back and ask her questions because I would do the fittings, but
Right
she
on.
would have to do the work. All
Right
she
on.
saw were marks and pins.
Mhm.
And sitting back there and talking to her and just asking her, hey, when I pin this or when I mark this, what do you do? And then she would tell me. And I said, okay, well, how does that fix this?
Right on. Yep.
Because knowing how to take a two-dimensional piece of fabric and make it three-dimensional and then make it look good and make it not wrinkle and make it fit in all different kind of ways, it's a real art form, and it takes a lot of engineering. I mean, the people that make this stuff are engineers. So really learning what you do when you make a change to the pattern and how that affects the way the garment
On the
fits
body. Right on.
is what helped me the most as far as fitting goes.
Right. Rosario.
Rosario,
Right on.
yeah.
Right on.
And normal tailor, she didn't like many people, and short temper, but man, she knew what she was doing, and
Right
she
on.
took the time to really help me out, and I probably took the time to sit there and listen to what she had to say,
That's all.
and then make adjustments to what she said, and that really helped my fitting because now I knew instead of band-aiding things when you had to take a wrinkle out or do something, I could actually fix it from the source because I knew what I needed to do to get something to look a certain way. Um, and hmm, I did a lot of studying on my own as far as learning fashion. I would sit back. I like looking at advertisements to get kind of what the style is. And I know that advertisements are typically made for that reason. They're made, but they're also made to show what the industry, the direction that either this brand or the industry is going. So really studying the advertisements and seeing what the creative directors are putting out as what they think the look should be, um, and then trying to find yourself or trying to find what you like within that, because it's really broad. I mean, you've seen guys wearing extremely oversized suits, the pop stars and everything else, and
That
and
is
that is a and that is
coming
a
back as a
trend.
trend. Yeah,
It is a trend going forward.
right on.
Whether or not it
Now,
sticks,
would you do that? Are you going to do the oversized suit?
we have one, and I was looking at it to try to figure out what uh, whether or not I was going to do it or not. And you need to change a look this rapidly. You have to really adjust a lot of things from your wardrobe. So going from wearing extremely narrow suits that you can't even move in to now going larger, uh, you need to get chunkier shoes. You need to, everything has to be a
Yeah,
little bit different because you can't wear the same shirt and tie with an oversized suit as you were with your little slim
right
suit. It
on.
just
Yeah,
doesn't look right. So the shirts have to be different, the shoes got to be different, the way you carry yourself and the way you wear it has to be different. It's not just I put it on and it's right, because if you don't feel comfortable in the clothes, everybody's going to see that you don't feel comfortable in that, and then it just kind of looks wrong.
yeah. If you don't wear it with confidence,
Yeah,
it's yeah. You got
exactly.
it. Yeah, and that's the so for my guys and myself, what I found was I've been in business 13 years, and it's interesting. My initial thought on fashion was trendy. And then as I moved from Los Angeles to Knoxville and kind of got a reality check on where I'm at and what actually sells. So I've transitioned quickly from trendy to okay, what can I actually sell and what's going to be my
Hmm.
bread and butter. And now, we just launched our golf line for the same reason is that I live in the world of the traditional white guy world, and that's who the majority of my client is, and they love polos and quarter zips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we remove skinny from our vocabulary altogether because if we said this is a skinny jean, then my guy was like, but my guy will wear a slim. Do you
Hmm.
know what I mean? And so it's we want to err on the side of timeless, more traditional, and then we will throw in occasionally a fashion piece or what have you. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where we're at. Like you were saying, trend versus trends or trending
Hmm.
versus trends. I'm gonna say that again. As you were saying earlier, trends versus trending, and again, my client or my guy is more of a Staples traditional guy and Southern, as a matter of fact. And so, that being said, what do you see coming other than the bigger, baggier suits? What do you see coming?
Yeah. Every region in the US has its own kind of style or
That's
its
real.
trend,
You
right?
said it
Like
right on.
Florida is going to be a certain way, the Northeast, the West Coast, kind of everybody has what the majority of people around their area wear, and what's comfortable and what they see, people usually like to follow a little bit.
Yep. Climate versus, yeah, you
Exactly.
got it.
Climate's going to change
Right on.
fabrics and the way people wear things. Um, what I like to do is, if I'm fitting somebody, I like to do a nice consult. I like to talk to them and see what their perspective is on what they want to look like. Do they want to be comfortable? Do they travel? Where are they traveling to? What are they wearing the clothes for? It really helps convey, trying to get into their head and know exactly what they want. Because, yeah, I dress a certain way and you dress a certain way, but we don't want to project that onto our clients
Right on.
because we want them to be comfortable. So kind of trying to extract what they have in their head. They got pictures, whatever. We go with it, and then we try to make that fit and fit comfortably. My biggest thing is I want a garment on a guy to look really clean and really smooth, but I want it to be extremely comfortable. I want him I want him to be the guy on the plane that doesn't need to give his jacket to the flight attendant.
Right on.
I want him to sit down and be as comfortable in the jacket with it on as he is with it off.
I like that.
That's kind of my goal when how I wear my clothes and how I think people should wear their clothes.
Thank you. So tell me, what are some of the things you see in from a fit thing that some of the biggest mistakes that, and I'm learning from you too, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, that tailors make, or not tailors, but more stylists and people in general make when wearing a suit?
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake is not getting the posture correct and the shoulder slope correct. Those are the two things you should start with. A lot of guys, they just like to put a garment on, see if it buttons properly, and then change it from there. Um, I really like to start with the posture of a guy. Does he stand up, what we call erect?
Correct, right?
Is he a little bit head forward? Does he have a low shoulder? Are both his shoulders high? Is one lower than the other? Are they both really low? That if cleaning up those two areas and getting those right makes the rest of the garment just look really good. And it also adds comfortability to the client because, for instance, if you put a normal posture coat on a guy with a little bit of an erect posture, the way he stands, the armhole in the standard coat is going to be hitting him in the wrong place.
Mm.
So it won't be underneath his armpit where it needs to be. It'll be a little bit forward, hitting on his chest. So you'll often get pulling or puckering in the chest.
Got you, 10-4, right?
And then you'll see on the back of the coat, you'll see it hitting on the shelf of the seat, and it'll wrinkle up back there. So the whole coat kind of needs to be turned forward so that the armhole goes from here to underneath to add maximum comfort. Same with the shoulder slope. If a guy has a shoulder slope, the garment is made to be square.
Mm.
So as soon as that arm gets lowered, the armhole also comes down, adding more comfort. Because a lot of times the biggest complaint on most people are it feels tight.
Tight under
It feels
the,
tight under the arm.
You got it, right?
And even if you put him in a bigger garment, it doesn't change it because it's the shape of the armhole that needs to change, not the size of the coat.
I know.
So that's number one, is you got to start with posture.
Love that. Right on. Favorite color in a suit?
For me,
Yes.
navy blue.
I knew that, but I'm just,
It's all
right
I
on.
wear.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where kind of my style has transformed almost into a uniform, where if you've seen me, which you've seen me a dozen times, and you'll always see me in a blue suit.
You're starting to talk me, brainwashing me into like, I was like, I need a navy suit, man. And I
Right.
have one, but
And they
I
look
feel
good,
you, right? They do.
but-
It's clean.
and it's very uniform. So
Yep.
I got about a dozen of them,
Right on.
and they're all different, but you wouldn't know that they were different unless you
yeah.
were up on it.
Yep, you got it.
But yeah, blue with blue or blue with denim and white is just my current uniform. I'm doing so much traveling that it's easy to just put it in a little carry-on, and then I got my suits and shirts and everything for the week. I can just style it out with some different shoes. So I will bring some different shoes every time. I'll do a white sneaker, or I'll do a nice cap toe or a brogue or something that kind of to add a little bit of style to it. But for the most part, it's blue and white right now. I'll change it eventually, but that's my current look.
Very good. So any last words of wisdom for our viewers from a style tip?
Style tip is, for me, it's all about feeling comfortable. So if you feel comfortable in what you're wearing, if it wears comfortably, then you're going to carry yourself in a certain way, and that's going to show off to everybody. It doesn't matter what the pattern. It could be a blue suit like I wear, and I get more people coming up to me telling me how great I look when I'm literally wearing the most basic, as far as what people think of style.
You're wearing
is.
Scabal, so it ain't that damn basic, Mike. Just to be clear.
It's nice, but it's still basic. I mean, it's
from a color
to an untrained eye.
Right
it's a blue suit with a white shirt and a blue tie.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, the way something fits and the way you carry yourself in it makes all the difference to me.
Right on. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you for taking time out to speak with me today. And again, you are one of my mentors, even though you were younger than me in the style. But you've got a lot of knowledge, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate your friendship, man.
Man, I appreciate you, and I appreciate your friendship. It's been a while.
Right on. Well, till next time, thank you again for joining us on MN Style Guide, and we'll see you again.